know, it's been a long time. I'm reckoning around 15 months since the last solo camp. As most of you know and appreciate, it's been a bit of a journey for me lately. But every now and again, I'm going to try and seize these moments of opportunity and get back to doing what I do best. So let's get on with it, shall we? That was a bit of a walk, so I think we need to have something to eat, I reckon. Right, on today's menu, I've been loving these. There's a nice little treat. It's everything's packed in there, all ready to go. And if you're into this sort of thing, that's what a real ingredient list should look like. There's no nasties in there, which is pretty cool. Something I'm a big fan of these days. So let's see what she's like inside. Comes with its own little fork, which is cool. Some dressing in there, and the star of the show, all clean and good. Couldn't have picked a perfect weekend, really. I was just saying to my partner on the way up here, before I'd have left it another week and then come here next weekend, maybe it'd have been a different story. Storms, wind, rain, God knows what else. So yeah, for filming, us filmmakers know that if you've got weather on your side, it makes for a half decent video. Just pop that down there for a sec. Gorgeous. I'm going to tuck into this and I'll catch up with you soon, because you don't really want to see me sitting there eating this stuff, do you? Oh wow, fresh coriander. Okay, so quickly before I get set up, lots of you keep asking me what I'm eating these days. Well, this is it. This is what I'm planning to eat over the next 24 hours. If I don't eat it all, it's a bonus, the way I see it. Ingredients for a stew we're doing tonight are on the top there. We've got mixed grains and beans there. We've got some organic local potatoes. Most of it's local organic now. I pretty much don't really go to the supermarkets unless I need to get things like these. Everything else I'd source local farm shops, find the organic ones and just go from there. The money I save by not buying rubbish and all the rest of it, I'll put towards what I eat, because I believe my priority is health and top priority is food. So it costs what it costs. It all depends on what you do with your money, but I invest it in good food. And it's paying dividends, it's keeping me healthy, looking after my family, so I'm very happy with the way it's going. So yeah, stew stuff there, trail mix throughout the day. Going on the days from getting Snickers and God knows what down my neck. Lots of really good nutrition in there, all dried fruits and nuts. These breads are a good idea. They come all sealed up. There's 2 packs of 3. You just tear them down and you just take these with you. The other one's in the freezer at home, and they can literally go straight from the freezer into the toaster for a couple of minutes, and they're gorgeous. They're really good. Loads of good things in there, as you can see on the list. So these are great, just put by the campfire just to warm through and to toast a little. Fantastic. So one with a stew, one with breakfast, which is going to be beans and sausages to go with it. After, I'm going to be trying one of these for the first time. These are from my friend Alpha Bushcraft. I'll be putting all the links through the video from, because everyone asks me where I'll get this from, where I'll get that from, and because I just haven't got time to go through all of the comments and answer them, it's best to just put links to help everyone out. So if anyone's interested where I'll get all my stuff from, one of the links will be for this. And it's pretty much like a mountain house idea. You just add boiling water in there, give it a good stir, seal it up. wait for a amount of time, and good to go. Nice, thin and lightweight, awesome. So I'll be looking forward to seeing how these fare, and if I get a bit peckish throughout the day or the evening, I've been trying these. It's really nice. I'm a big fan of Bombay mix, but these ones are a bit finer and a lot easier and quicker to eat. They're called London mix, believe it or not. And yeah, once again, all of the ingredients for these are great. Find them in Tesco's. So yeah, that's pretty much a real quick overview of what I'm getting down my Gregory Peck these beautiful 24 hours. Okay, so it's time to set up camp. I've just had a little walk around for about 5 or 10 minutes in different directions, just to make sure that there's no one close about, and there's no nasties or anything like that anywhere. That's fine, all good in the hood. Basically just check around exactly where you want to camp. Make sure that the area is as flat as possible and level. You don't want to be rolling out your sleeping bag halfway through the night. That's been sorted. It's now, and only now, but for me anyway, it's time to set up camp. So to set up camp, first rule of thumb, obviously get yourself into the Bergen, get it all undone. First thing, as always, is shelter. First part of the shelter is this, and we can use a scrim net tonight, just to cam everything up, just to see how we get on. And obviously the Basha sleep system and all that sort of thing in there. So let's get the Basha set up first. So just a little bit of info as we go. This is the Basha, as we call it in the UK. Basha is the Indian word for shelter. It was used by the British Army when we were stationed out there many years ago. The information you see on the screen here is exactly what you're after, should you be after one. Now these are readily available on eBay here in the UK. You can expect to spend anything between £10 and £40 depending on the condition and of course luck. Myself personally, the DPM Basha is one of my all-time favourite pieces of kit and equipment. I think I own about 2 or 3 now, and I've gifted 2 or 3 to friends as well. And so far, they've never ever let me down. They're very strong, and they definitely do the job very, very well. So the information on the screen there is what you look for. The NSN, the NATO stock number, the long number in the middle. As you can see, the second set of digits along, 99, that means it's UK. Right, shelter's set. A little bit of faffing around, but to be honest, they often always are. Bungees, nice, quick and simple. We was a bit limited with space, so as you can see, we're pretty close to the water bank there. So I've pegged that as far as back as I can. Doesn't look too bad. Again, bungees going around there. I needed to pull out the middle just to give myself quite a bit of headroom. So I've just paracorded from that piece of tree there. Just put a loop on the end, run it through, and just pull it back on itself, as you can see there. You have to be a bit creative because trees aren't always in the right place. And I don't know if you can see that very clear, but it's just looped around this tree, back through to the pull out there, and then just a little fast release knot in the middle. Turned out alright. So that's all we really need for tonight. I always set my shelters up with the weather conditions in mind. The forecast seems pretty accurate of late, and it's going to be a clear, cool night. Very, very light winds, if any. 5 degrees, 6 degrees. Sorry, 6 miles an hour. So yes, no rain forecast. So just a nice, quick, pretty much easy shelter system. So this is the other end. So as you see, I've got lots and lots of space inside there. Nice and flat, which is so important. You can see the pull out going to the middle there, giving you loads of sit up and headroom. And it's all bungee quite tight. I don't know if you can see that sort of bend on the front, it's really tight onto them trees. So yeah, we should be fine and dandy this evening. Well, such a beautiful day. I love the opportunity to come out into the woods and hone your skills. and we've put the scrim net over the top just to sort of hopefully make it blend in a little bit more. As you're probably aware, it's autumn now, or fall, and the leaves are falling, so by tomorrow morning we'll have loads of leaves over that. I might even put some on there myself actually, just to sort of blend it in a bit quicker rather than wait. Not a bad idea actually. I've had this for a few years now. I unused it a couple of times. A prepper meet a few years ago, just screening around where I was camping, and very rarely used it, but I'm glad I got one when all the money was available, and it's turned out to be a pretty good investment, I think. I think the temptation is to get those really cool spray cans and spray all different colours and stuff, but I think if you do something like that, you're going to limit yourself to what you're hoping to achieve. But this, keep it one colour, and you can use natural leaf litter to sort of blend in. Well, that's how I'm thinking anyway. Then you can use it for all the way through the year. But yeah, the idea is to break up the shape, which is pretty much done. It doesn't really cast any silhouettes, and trying to avoid straight lines. So I sort of tried to sort of weave it a little bit. It's not perfect obviously, but it will do, as they say. Relatively lightweight, and the only problem is it does take up quite a bit of room in your kit, so I might try and source some sort of little compression sack to really jam that down to get myself more room in the Bergen. But so far so good, very happy. Well, these were a good steel. If you're lucky enough to find these are so recommended for the perfect ground sheet. They're very, very tough, and I ain't kidding. They're seriously proper well made. Nylon, heavy duty. I've just put my eyelets in myself. Not done a very good job of it, obviously. They're cheap ones on eBay, but I wish I got those ones that Denby Surplus used. They use some really good quality ones. Who knows, maybe one day I'll do them again, but for now they've lasted like 6 years and they still work alright. But no, an excellent piece of kit. That's roughly how much room it takes up. I just sort of folded it around and stuffed it in the front of the Bergen to keep it all nice and flat on the outside. Proper hard wearing ground sheet. And there she is, all in there, nice and simple. There's no risk whatsoever of it puncturing. There's just no way. I mean, obviously you're going to sweep the ground first to make sure that there isn't broken bottles and etc. But generally it'll be fine. It always has, and it probably always will be. And the footprint of it just sits perfectly underneath the Basha. And there was two options. There was canvas ones and there was nylon ones. My thinking was the canvas ones, obviously great hard wearing. They're going to get damp, they're going to get heavy, they're going to get rot if you don't care for them. So I opted for the nylon ones. I think I got about 4, and then I brought another 6, and the 6 I've got them all professionally sewn together to line my 9x9 tent. So far, what, 5.5 years, never had one single problem. So yeah, parachute wraps as ground sheets, thoroughly recommended. Something to lay on. These I've recommended them before, I still use them, and I haven't had one single problem with these. These are issued to the British Army currently. They're the 3/4 length self-inflating mats. They're a little bit thicker than the previous ones that was out about 6-7 years ago. These new ones are fantastic. They've got some sort of foam skeletonized structure within them, just to give you a little bit extra comfort and a little bit more insulation than the old ones done. I'm going to try and use 2 of them purely for comfort. Because the way I'm thinking, it's been so long since I've been out camping on the forest floor, and I suppose in a no bullshit way you probably kind of get a bit soft to it all. You know, just think about it, you're at home in bed in a nice big comfortable mattress, everything's fine, and all of a sudden you're sleeping on the forest floor on a 1-inch piece of air and foam. It's a bit different. So I thought, to eliminate any sleeplessness, I'm going to try doubling them up. And what I've got somewhere in the Bergen and the rocket pouch is some big elasticated straps that come in the parachute business. and all they're going to do is to hold these together so they don't slide around and come apart in the night. So I've actually taken the bags off of these, the stowaway bags. It just takes up a little bit too much room. There's a bit of a tight squeeze getting all this in the Bergen. So you know, winter camping, you do generally take a little bit more than you probably need, just in case. And yeah, they just roll out, sucked all the air out of them, rolled them back up, and they're good to go. So the idea is, you just open them up and leave them. Same with the second one, as per. Probably come back in about half an hour and just blow them up. But here's a tip, it's another thing that I found out doing this sort of thing over the years, is try to resist the temptation to inflate them fully, because it just makes them too firm. Just inflate them fully, lay on them, then you realise, open a little bit of air out, make it a bit softer, and just keep adjusting it till you get it just how you want it. It makes it a lot easier, because the last thing you really want to do is to do this thing in a hurry, in the dark, when you're tired and it's raining, and you inflate them fully, you get in your sleeping bag, you lay down, and after a few minutes you think, do you know what, it's like laying on the floor. I'm knackered, I can't be bothered, and you have a really crap night's sleep. So, little tip of the day, let a little bit of air out and adjust it to what you think is comfortable for your body, and hopefully you'll sleep like a log as well. Right, after all of that malarkey, it's time to get some coffee. Now, the old faithfuls come out, the Swedish Trangia, stainless steel version of course, with the military burner, the Soldier 58 water filter bottle. So get some water in there, make some coffee. Now, give that a good wipe around. You do not want any cross-contamination getting into your stuff. Whoops, check these. Been using these for a few years now, put on to me by a friend on Instagram, and it just takes all of the time out of making it fresh. It's my favourite coffee in a great big tea bag format. So all you do is you just sit it in boiled water and just let it steep, stir it, squeeze it, get as much as you can out of there, and then put in what you want, sugar, honey, whatever. Robert's your dad's brother. Really, really nice. Right, she's been boiling for around 5 minutes now, and I always do this just to make sure, even though the water's been filtered from a spring stream, it's always good practice just to make sure. If there is any bugs present, they will certainly be killed off pretty much around now. So it's time to add the coffee bag and have a bit of a relax. Cheers! It's coffee break time, and you ever had one of those coffee gasms? You know what I'm talking about. Lord have mercy. Yeah, coffee out in the field after you've been working away. It tastes different when you're out here and when you've earned it, and when you get it just right. Not too hot, not too cold, not too weak, not too strong, just right. Well, here's to you, coffee gang. Oh man, I'll tell you what, it's so much more comfortable. You know the 3/4 length inflating mats, 2 of them together, just folded in an L shape against a tree, keeps your butt off the floor so you don't get like cold, damp stuff getting through to your trousers, through to your pants, etc. And it's more comfortable, so you know, why wouldn't you, as friends say. So yeah, cheers people. Damn, I've missed this, like you've got no idea how much. It's just absolutely perfect. The perfect time of year, you know, the autumn, my favourite. And it's not cold, it's not hot, it's not windy, there's no rain, blue sky, sun's out, all the animals are doing their thing. There's some squirrels up there earlier, and yeah, I'm just going to kick back now for about 10-15 minutes, just relax and soak up some of this beautiful woodland vibe, because you know, it's such a stress buster, it seriously is. So I'm going to carry on my coffee and I'll catch up with you guys soon. It's the bomb. Alright, what a lovely little rest that was. It's absolutely beautiful, and it's an ideal chance to recharge your batteries and to ground yourself with this beautiful woodland. The vibe's amazing, it seriously is, and I recommend any of you, if you're being up against it with all sorts of reasons, get yourself down to a local woods or any woods that's not too far, and just spend some time there and just stop, relax and unwind. And it's such a tonic, it really is. But I thought I'd have a nice little relax. Got some coffee down my Gregory Peck and full of energy, raring to go. Firewood time. The nights are drawing in now, so you haven't got much daylight left, so it's a good idea to get this sort of activity done before it's dark. It just makes it more easy to see what you're doing, okay? This is by a company called Camo. Got this from Alpha Bushcraft, and basically I'm trialing it out. I've been wearing it a few times. Sorry about the motorbikes, they're a blooming menace around it. But this is incredible. I'm not really a fan, if I'm being honest, of wearing stuff tight to the body. It just feels a bit ugh. But I don't know, it's really hard to describe how this feels. It's like you're not wearing anything, but you're really cozy and warm. It's so weird, it really is. I can feel air passing all around my body, yet I've got a layer on. And yeah, okay, some of you who wear base layers a lot probably understand what it's like, but it's just new to me, okay? So the idea is, go and get some firewood prepped, bust up a bit of a sweat, and just check myself to see if I'm not like puddling up with sweat everywhere. If it's wicking off and evaporating like its design function is meant to do, then all's good. It's so lightweight as well, doesn't weigh anything. And I quite like this as well. Let me give you a bit of a close-up. Up on your throat area there, when you zip it up, you see this piece that toggles over? It doesn't actually bite into your neck. You don't want the zip going in there. And yeah, that's the company there. Canada, I believe, is its origins, and the quality of the build is incredible, absolutely blown over. That's what we're looking at there. So, I know, Mr. Egghead, I've taken the hat off because there's no point wearing a woolly hat if you're going to be doing anything stressful. You're just going to sweat bucket loads. So to sort of be as I need to be, this is going to be fine. Sorry, I keep looking over there. I keep hearing noises, not sure what's going on. But let's go and see how this performs. Okay, now it's firewood prep time. Important things to take note: gloves. These just happen to be NI gloves from back in the day. Nice little grip and keep you protected. The silky big boy, as you guys have probably seen on previous videos. Not only do you need a saw length that big, but what it enables you to do, which I found out before, is you've got good reach. You can just use this top part of the blade to reach right up and just saw it off with ease. So it's a bit of a pain when you're hunting for firewood and stuff, and you see like dead branches up above, but you just can't reach them. With this you can, so that's awesome. Let's put that down there. And for a long time now, remember this knife? Yeah, there was me and a few knife makers here in the UK actually all made this together, and it's quite an old video. You might have to search through the videos that I've made, but Sandy Jacklaw, LB Custom Knives, Wessex Blade and Dorset Woodland Blades have all had a key hand in this, and I had a go myself, which is cool. And the ferro rod, in case any of you guys have noticed, the guys, I don't think he's making YouTube videos anymore. He's just got loads on in his life, as we all do, I guess. But yeah, it's a 50 cal case with a big monster ferro rod on there. So we're going to be playing with that. It's been a while. That just slots in there as well. The guys on Instagram, Ferro Works, I'll try and put a link underneath. As with everything, it's going to be a lot of links under this video because so many people ask me where do I get this, all of that sort of thing. So check out the links under the video. I can't stress that highly enough. So yep, this was based on a Becker BK2, but I've enlarged it somewhat, as you can see the design. Let's take this out, put that down there, and here she is. It's a full flat grind with a convex bezel, and yes, it's I can't remember what the name of the steel now is. 51-100 I think it is, bearing steel or something, I can't remember. I want to get slated now because it's been such a long time since I've talked about steel. My cutter handle, which I've actually sculpted to fit my own hand. That's a good thing about my carter. You just put this in a vise, clamp it down, and just get any old file, preferably one with like a half moon rounded file, and you can just get into all the contours. And over time, you just do a little bit at a time, and then you get it just how you want it. It's insanely thick, as you can see, the stock, 8mm, so there's plenty of heft there, and it just tapers right down, if you can see that, full flat, with that really cool little convex, well, zero convex, it's no micro bevel at all, it's proper sharp, and it is a bit of a tank. Of course, it's got the old cracker on the end. So yeah, if you've seen the Becker BK2, here it is, but this is taken on a bit more of a difference, as you can see. So we're taking that to get some firewood and a saw with the gloves, and see how this really cool top performs, and we'll see how we get on. So just looped it over the belt and slide that up, keeps it nice and secure, and there she is, by your side where it needs to be. So let's go and find some firewood. Well, we found this little boy. We got some 2 shoots coming up, and looking at it, most of it looks dead. Going along, there's a couple of very, well, I think this is one tiny green shoot which is bending, so that tells me that these 2 pieces still have some life in it, but this piece on the end, which is going upwards, leaning against that tree up there, that's all gone. So we're going to take some from there, I think. It's off the ground, it's up in the air, and it should be pretty much dry. Right, so here we are. This is the piece I was telling you about. Use the back cut method on this one. Nice and clean. It's what you want. You don't want anything getting into that stuff. It's still got some life in it. And there's the piece we need. And best thing to do is really just drag it back to camp and then process it there, rather than spend ages chopping it up here or sorting it and then struggling God knows how many times to get it back to camp. So let's drag this back to camp now, since it's not that far away. So that looks like spalted birch. I could be wrong, but I just love those camo patterns. One of my jacklaw knives has that material in it. Absolutely beautiful, really nice. Right, further on our walk, we found this silver birch, downed quite a long time now. I often take a few pieces on this, as you can see. But it's a nice little point of note to know your area and know where things are. And there's another little bit over there, look. But it all comes in handy. It saves a lot of time, especially when you're out here filming. You could spend hours and hours and hours just looking for a silver birch. But yeah, if you remember where things are, you're good to go. Right, let's take some of that with this awesome knife. More like a batten. Does the job though. That's what you want at the end of the day. Should probably be enough to get our fire going. It's quite wet, it's on the floor, but it will work. Just be very careful obviously with handling knives like these. They're big, they're heavy, and they're bloody dangerous. Just get all the rotten stuff off as much as you can. Good to go. Excellent ways to start your fire. Wow, that is a bloody tank, that thing. Right. Press on. Right, we're pressing right deep into the woods now, and all of that down tree is dead and nice and dry. And it's quite a good size for fuel as well, so I'm going to take as much as I can of that, quite a big piece. So let's see how we get on. Well, I don't know if you can see me, but yeah, it's a bit of a bugger to get to. It's right on a slope, there's holly everywhere, and every time you move some of the branches any sort of amount, you get these huge, great big chestnuts and conkers come down. So you don't want one of those hitting you smack on there, because they're quite big actually, and they're full of spikes. You want to be careful. So it looks like it might be a little bit rotten in places, but most of it's dry, so I'm going to take a big section anyway. Getting a bit of a bugger to cut. See if I can go underneath. Yeah, it's pinching. What a bummer. Oh well. Let's try and work around it. Just a little bit needed. That's nice and dry. That's a good test to do as well. Put your lips in the middle and gradually go outwards. That's nice and dry. Result. Absolute result. No mercy. Whew. Never give up. Yeah, and I'm sweating like a pig too. Ugh. Yeah, it is hard work. But as I say, I wanted to check this top out. I don't want to be covered in sweat, I wanted to burn it off, as it were. So let's get this little mini telegraph pole back to camp. Another trip back. Well, it seems to be doing pretty good. There's no sweat clinging to me It's pretty amazing, really. Never really had anything like this before, and so far, yeah. Yeah, sometimes when you get like a cotton t-shirt, it just sticks here. But no, it's really good. It'd be nice if it was proper cold. You know, we're talking like sub-zero, because no doubt you'd see the steam just radiating from my body, just going through this material. It's something like at the space age. It's really, really impressive, actually. Yeah, can't say anything more good about this. It's incredible. Brilliant textile. Excellent work. Well, I've created a nice big space on the floor, dug down a bit and moved all the leaf litter out of the way. All of the firewood I think I'm going to need is there. Some 2 main fuel sources, obviously the bigger logs, and gradually getting smaller with all of these smaller tiny little bits there. Now, one thing I did notice, let me just turn it around there, is this was getting a bit loose. So that's my fault, because a while back I was tinkering with it and I wanted it just right, but obviously the more I've used it, the more it's worked itself loose. Leatherman's Psychic, gifted by Roach a while back. Always good to have stuff like this in the field, I tell you, because the amount of times that you need tools. Yeah, you just gradually do it to how you want it, really. And we'll just tighten it right up. That's better. It's not flopping around too much. God, that was a close call. You got to watch his teeth. Every time I get silky saws, I always make sure I get the extra long teeth. It just makes it more economical and fast to get through everything. But yep, nice little thing to have in the field of you. Leatherman Psychic, nice bit of kit that. Well, it's just come up to 1700 now, and sun's going to be going down probably about an hour. But I guess it's time for coffee again. So it's the good old Transit Trick by the river, and why not? Right, it's time to fill her up again. There's a little bit left in there, but the less that's in there, the harder it is to squeeze it out. So we're going to fill it right up to the top. That's going to be ready for the stew later on this evening. Just check out those autumn colours. It's a beautiful golden evening. As you can see, we're losing the light now. The time is 17:35 hours, and it doesn't look like we've got much left. I reckon just after 1800 it'll be quite hard to see in here. Believe it or not, on the lens of the screen it's a lot brighter than what it actually is. But it's that beautiful orangey golden glow that you get in these autumn evenings. Absolutely beautiful. Really, really nice. So before it gets too dark, I'm going to grab a minute and just go through a few things, particularly for you guys who are new to this sort of thing, certain rules that I certainly stick to, and to share that information could be quite helpful to some of you new beginners. Okay, so it's tip time. As I say, some of you guys or old timers who have done this before, you probably know all of it or most of it by now, but some of you guys who are doing this for the first time, this is just for you guys. Or, you know, if anyone who doing this for a while and might have missed a few things, sharing information is what I love to do. And this sort of time of the day, as I say, we've probably got about 20 to 30 minutes of good quality visible light left, and once that goes, it goes very, very fast. You wouldn't believe how fast. But of course, when the light goes that fast, the temperature does too. Now, from past experience, from all the things that I've learned personally, you learn quite a lot the more you do this sort of thing. Personally, this is what I like to do, and it sort of works every time that I do it. Before it gets to this stage, you want to try and make sure that you've got your shelter all set up. You want to make sure that you've got your sleep system rolled out and ready. You want to make sure that you've got nothing, and I mean nothing, lying around your camp spot anywhere, because once it gets dark, there's a good chance you could lose it, probably forever. You could go walking or bimbling around in the night time. You can tread on some of your kit and equipment, you could break it. In treading on it, you could get it covered over with leaves, making it almost impossible to ever find again. Some kit and equipment in this sort of survival idea can be expensive, so you want to make sure that you really respect that important piece of kit and equipment and stow it away. Keep it in your Bergen, under your shelter preferably, so you've got no bits everywhere, because you can lose them bits and you're in big trouble. As you feel the temperature drop, because it will, that is the time, but for me personally, that I like to change. For this evening example, I've got lightweight, fast drying combat trousers, nothing underneath. So what I like to do is to get them off, some long johns on, put your trousers back over, but always make sure that you use elastic bands or trouser twists at the bottom of your trousers and tuck them just about an inch where the top of your boots are. What that will ensure most of the time, to stop any creepy crawlies, bugs, more importantly ticks, getting up into your leg. Earlier on, I was just having a little lay down. It was only about 5 or 10 minutes, and there was a tick on my arm there, which was a bit of a shock, to be honest. So you really want to make sure that you keep your trousers protected, okay? As I say, just tuck them over your top of your boots, and it will stop all of the bugs and whatnot getting up into your legs and feasting on you, especially in the evening. And that goes for mosquitoes and all sorts of other midges and nasty things, especially by the stream, okay? That being said, as soon as you start feeling cold, that is the time to layer up, a bit at a time. Don't go, oh my god, it's starting to get dark, chuck everything on. One item at a time. Now personally, I'm field testing this base layer, and to be honest, it feels very, very odd. I feel cool, I don't feel cold, I don't feel hot. It's amazing. It just feels like it's, as I say, I'm walking around with no clothes on, but I'm cozy. It's the strangest feeling, well for me anyway. So I'm just going to keep as I am at the moment. If I do get cold, that is when I'm going to be putting my wool jumper, or pullover, over the top of this. And if it gets colder still, I'm going to put the smock on top of that. If it gets colder than that, that's it, that's all I've got with me. So it's up to me to make sure that I've got my fire all ready. Everything has been sourced, cut at site, everything's been graded. So you've got this small twig, thin little bits, pencil size and smaller. Then you progressively go through the different stages and sizes of your twigs, branches, trees, all sorts of things. Make sure it's all dry. What I've done personally is I've actually lent it up against the tree. Don't make the mistake of laying it on the ground, because all it'll do, it'll absorb all of the cold, damp and moisture up into your nice dry firewood and make it a bit of a bugger to get going later on. Make sure that you get a hot drink down you around this time, because it will warm your core and it'll enable you to keep going for that little bit longer. You don't want to be starting shivering. These are all basic things, as I say, I've picked up over the years and what was trained years ago. The same old thing. I won't go into too much depth. I'll probably update this sort of topic as and when we go through the night time, because doing it all now, it might get a bit missed. So if I can sort of show it and share it at the time it's needed, then it might be a bit beneficial to you guys. So I hope you like the little tips. Apologies for you guys who have been there, seen it, done it, but there's some new guys out there, and what I don't want is I don't want people seeing these videos, coming out trying this sort of thing, and coming unstuck, especially blaming me and everyone else. So we're trying to learn together and share the information, because the idea, we don't want anyone getting ill, getting sick, getting cold, hypothermia, loads of other things. You've got to stay safe, and I might touch on the first aid kit as well, because that's very important. You should never ever come out to places like this on your own, especially with no mobile phone signal, as I've discovered earlier, without any first aid kit. Very important. Right, enough waffle, let's get cracking on to the next task.
As you can probably tell, it's getting darker. The little tiny light on the camera is helping it a little bit. I might need to use my super duper O-light torch later on when it gets really dark. But for now, we want to talk about the sleep system, like I just mentioned. I like to get it all out, nice and straight and flat. Inspect it, make sure it's okay, there's no rips, tears, nothing wet, etc. Now personally, all of my sleeper bags, I have a few, where I store them, they're on a big shelf that I put up, and I like to keep them all flat and open. You can either do that, or you can hang them up in the attic or something if it's high enough. But for me, I like to keep them all flat and open. Okay. So when I actually packed this 24 hours ago, obviously it's all compressed to fit into your Bergen. Now what I like to do is, once you get it out of your Bergen, open it out, inspect it as I said, and loft it. Now all lofting means is you're going to try and create little gaps of air where all of the different little fibres are inside the fill of the sleeping bag. Now all that does is make sure that it insulates you better. Okay, so I often do that as soon as I unpack it, which is not long ago, and just before I go to bed, loft it again, just to make sure that there's loads of air in there. Okay, and it's just simple. You just move it around like this. And I don't tell you to suck eggs, but you never know, some people. You just make sure that you loft it around. Loads of air in there. Right, once you've done that, hand warmers. Now some of you may laugh, and for me, what I've learnt a long time ago now, it's no good being the macho man, the tough guy, the egotistical idiot. Oh, I don't need them, I don't need that, I'll be fine. But often when they do this sort of thing, they're going to be the ones in their sleeping bag shivering, have a really bad night, wake up in the morning and say, yeah, I slept very fine, very well. Bullshit. Don't listen to them guys, okay? Anyone with big egos and all that macho stuff, it's just bullshit. Hand warmers, as I said, I've got 2 packs here. They go for 10 hours each. Believe it or not, I got this idea from a good friend of mine in America, K-Jumper1. Become friends a long time ago, and he was a former US Marine. And if all of those US Marine guys use these in their sleeping bags, it can't be a bad idea. And I've been doing it for many years now, and it absolutely works miracles. It really, really does. Okay, maybe if it's like the Arctic and it's extremely cold, absolutely. But you don't want to come unstuck. You want to make sure that you're comfortable and you're warm, alright? Especially if you got wet earlier and you dried yourself off and you're trying to keep warm. Anything like these, blooming lifesavers. So I've got 2 packs there. I put them where the chest area is roughly. And then I fold my sleeping bag over the top. I don't know if you can see it, it's a bit dark in here. So just fold it in half, okay? And make sure that your hood end, here where your head is, goes in, and that goes over the top. It's all nice and lofted, and all that's going to do, again, it's going to stop loads of little bugs getting in there, and it's going to stay in this shape, making sure that there's air trapped in there to keep you nice and warm. So that's the sleep system pretty much sorted out. As you saw earlier, I've got 2 of the self-inflating mats with the elasticated straps holding them together. That's 3/4 length, so it's going to be from your head down to your knees or just a bit higher. Most people, or most of us, when we sleep in a fetal position, so sort of curl up a bit. So most of the time you're going to be completely covered on that. There's going to be some stages throughout the night where your legs overhang the end. Don't really worry about it too much. You're going to have socks on, you're going to have hand warmers down where your feet are, you're going to stay nice and cosy. And another little favourite of mine is a pee bottle with a little reflective strip on there. Now this was given to me, this particular one, by a good friend of mine, Pete Mindwiseman, aka Maverick Outdoors, the guy who's invented the Maverick Explorer, that awesome new canoe that's out on the market. He gave me that a long time ago, and I'll be honest, my first reaction was I pissed myself laughing. No pun. And I thought, why would I need that? But I'll tell you what, ever since he gave it to me and I started using it, I've used it on nearly every single camp that I've been on. And there's nothing better than lying in your sleeping bag, maybe a couple of times throughout the night, especially if you've had a hot drink before you go to sleep. You're going to need to go for a pee. Now there's nothing worse getting out of your sleeping bag, losing all of that body heat, going out from under your shelter, maybe when it's raining. You probably haven't got your boots on, so you're going to be with socks on, treading on brambles, wet mud obviously, standing there having a piss. You're going to get wet, you're going to get cold, you're going to lose your body heat. You're not going to have time to dry off, so you get back into your sleeping bag, which has lost all of its heat that you've built up. Where's the sense of that? Hello, piss pot? Bezzy mates, they really, really are. All you've got to do is just roll onto one side, unzip your sleeping bag, get him in there, do your business, put the lid on, put it to one side, hence it's all flat on one side so it doesn't roll around. Nice handle on there and a nice clip like it. Perfect. Then you just zip up and go back to sleep. And I'll tell you what, it's a lovely feeling laying down on your side having a piss. It really, really is. It's an enjoyable experience, and for those guys who do this, you know exactly what I mean. For you guys who have never done it, if you're that guy who gets out and gets wet and uncomfortable, losing the body heat, then I suggest you try this idea. Once you've tried it, you won't look back, guarantee it. So that's the sleep system all done and ready. Another thing is food. Now what I like to try and do is all of my food stuff, I try and keep it in one place rather than dot it all over the place. It just makes it quick and easy to get to, know where it all is. On this occasion, this bag, oh my god, it was kindly made for me by a guy on YouTube and Instagram, a guy called Tack Blades, Gary. I'll put the link to his channels underneath. He kindly made me this really cool camo bag. Awesome materials, it's all ripstop, and it's got its own little tiny pouch there, which the whole thing stuffs into, rolls up and cinches up. Packs down really small. So in there I've got my the cook pot I'm going to be using, some cutlery, everything that I need for tonight and the morning. Because it's not raining, I'm going to leave it up there overnight, it'll be fine. And every time I need something, I'll just come here, get what I need and go back. I'm not going to be going through my burger and taking everything out, where's this, where's that, put it all in there and lose it again and mix it all up. Keep it in one place, nice and simple to get through. And it'll make life a lot easier. Okay, anytime you want a snack, it's breakfast time, you know where to go, you know where it is. Luckily this camo's not too amazing with this background, so I can find it quicker, but having something like that, hard wearing, is really good to keep all your stuff in one place. Right, there's my clothes for this evening. As it gets colder, like I mentioned earlier, it's best to get all of his stuff ready, so when the temperature does drop, you know what you're doing. Okay, you're not going to be dragging everything out in the dark, blah blah blah. Get all of his stuff out ready. I've just hung it over the top of the shelter setup just to show you before it gets too dark. All of this is going to be put into the pile in the corner back of the shelter. In case it rains, it's going to keep dry. On the left you've got the smock, you've got the long johns, you've got the wool jumper, you've got the Northern Ireland gloves, and you've got the scrim scarf to go around your neck. Okay, now had this for a few years, had these for a few years, had that for a few years. These long johns, they're brand new. I've used them once to try them on. That was on a recent trip to North Wales, was on holiday. Denby Army Surplus is the store where I got them from,
And I'll let you know how I'll get on with those this evening. As you can see, the light quality is getting a bit crap, so we're losing some focus, but we're going to try our best and tie this up before it gets proper dark. Very comfortable, very warm. There was in a £5 bunker and they're brand new. Always try and get a brand new kit if you can, especially if it's warm weather clothing, sorry, winter clothing. It will work a lot better than something that's been used and disrespected, poorly washed, etc. You will get colder quicker than you probably should. The windproof gabardine smock, absolutely awesome. It's very thin, it's very lightweight. When it's wet, with your body heat, it dries super fast. It doesn't weigh anything, very comfortable, and it's great at blocking the wind. So between all of these items, should be fine, no problem at all. So it's time to get them stowed away under the shelter. Okay, as you can see, this is the Olight X7R Marauder, fully charged, and you can see how dark it is. Now let's just tap it once. Wow. Tap it again, double tap, and tap it again, double tap. That's at its brightest. Absolutely insane. You can see everything. It's a huge floodlight. All of the trees. Yeah. This is daytime in your hand. I've never seen anything so bonkers in all my life. What a difference. Bloody hell. That's insane. I wish this was like proper wide angle. I just can't believe it. It just gets brighter and brighter the more you do. Holy moly. Yes, it's daytime. So you're going to be using this to help me film. How cool is that? Right, here we go. The fire is all laid nicely. We got some of that birch bark that we salvaged earlier. That's probably 3/4 of the way to the bottom. A little bit underneath, loads more, 3/4 worth on top. I've put a little bit of fire dragon gel around it just to help it along. Now I'm interested to see what the old 50 cal ferro rod. I can't hold it too close to the screen because you won't be able to see it, but there you go, it's coming in shot about there in front of the Olight torch. So we got that, and we got this. So let's see how we get on. Not expecting much, but we can but try. Yes, it worked. Enough sparks touched the old fire dragon gel, which is all over the birch bark. That should be pretty much awesome now. I think our job is done. So the 50 cal ferro rod is one awesome spark thrower. Just absolutely love it. Check out that bad bitch. Yeah, we're fire starting alright. Nice big chunk of steel, nice big huge ferro rod there. You can't possibly lose. And the best thing about that ferro rod, that's got years of fires in there, which is so cool you wouldn't believe it. So, job done, back in its little house, stowed away safely. Now we're going to monitor the fire and see how we get on. I'll wait for it to get proper dark before doing this. I don't really like lighting fires when it's any sort of daylight left. I mean, a good walk around there a few years back when I had a huge blazing fire. I think it was that blizzard bag demonstration I done, when it was -3 or something. That was a huge fire, one of the biggest ones that I've made for myself. and I think it was probably between 150 and 200 yards, probably about 280 degrees around that camp, and you'd be surprised how much of it you don't see. It's incredible. You got nice dense woodland like this, and you can have awesome fires without being spotted. So I'd rather do it in the evening when it's dark, less chance of it being spotted, especially with the smoke as well, you know. Right, get back to you soon after we see how this fire gets on. Right, after about 10-15 minutes, something like that, you got a successful fire. One of the main fuel logs is right on the back, along there. All that's going to primarily do is to just heat up to a point where it starts to smoke, smoulder, and then eventually combust. And at that point, I'm just going to leave it, maybe bring it a bit forward. The idea is just to burn it in half to create 2 logs. They're going to go on, and I'm going to do exactly the same with the spare one over there, which is about 3 feet away, maybe less. Just standing there, keeping warm and drying out. They tend to burn better when they're warm and they're dry. And yeah, we did have quite a bit of smoke to start with. It was the birch bark, which was rotten, damp, etc. Very cold and wet. But man, as soon as that fire dragon started heating it up and it started to coil up, that was it. Torched all of the little tiny sticks, gradually added the different sizes, and yep, all good, nothing bad, as my mate says. So onwards and upwards, eh? Wow. Maybe there's a bit of softwood in there somewhere. Check that, got spark. I think the main centre of the fire was probably about 4 feet from my shelter, so I am keeping an eye on it. And it's very tempting to chuck loads of material on there, have a huge, great big blaze. But you have to bear in mind how far away you are with your sleeping bag, etc. And when you start getting sparks and all of that sort of thing, all over your nylon Basha, your nylon ground sheet, your nylon sleeping bag, etc, 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 it's going to be very bad news. So we just monitor it, and we just we live with the fire, and we feed it as and when we feel we need to. But so far so good. Very, very nice. And the owls have just started. I love hearing the owls in the woods. Absolutely beautiful sound. Some crows, some pheasants. And the squirrels have long since buggered off. But no, it's nice to just sit down and watch a bit of bushcraft telly, as the old adage goes. Wow, see the glow from that fire. Man, I've still got this base layer on, nothing else. Not even put my long johns on. Insane, isn't it? I think it's around about 10 degrees centigrade as well. You know, with the damp and everything, because we're at the bottom of a valley. I don't know if you can see me. Hello. Yes, it's very easy to get cold very quick. It gets very damp. But with that lovely fire, I think we're doing good. Well, it's turned into be one of those miniature long log fires, and it's just perfect. Absolutely love it. It's going to be a bit of a pain to cook on. So what I'm going to do, which I haven't done for a long time, is actually do the stew on the trangia on the burner, because
you know what? Nearly every single time I've done these videos, I've always put the BCB mug or the pot or whatever right up against the fire and cook it that way. And I think, no, I need to try and learn and practice actually cooking on the stove. So that's what I'm going to do. Gonna let that do its thing. And the plan is for everything to burn in half in the middle, and I'll just put them all together and have a nice little fire at the end. But so far it's working out pretty damn good. Flavouring first, I think. Just get it in there. Come on, go away from the fire, you're going to get hurt. Go on. Daddy long next time. Right, it's going to take quite a while for that to start boiling. Where is it first? Using my multi-tool to make a stew with. Well, let's see how we get on, shall we? So far so good. So I could have used that great big knife, but to be honest, it's just barbaric. Should always carry a smaller knife anyway. And see how fresh these onions are. You see all the juice coming out there. You're going to be crying pretty soon. Of course, all of the waste just goes in the fire. It's like a furnace at the moment, so anything that goes on here is pretty much going to get incinerated, which is always a good thing. Just going to put them straight into the water. There's no point getting oil and frying them all off. It all goes to soft, gooey anyway. So next up, Captain Carrot. Give some of that a little bit of a scrape. Most of it seems alright actually. Right, before they start rolling all onto the dirt, they're going in. You little bugger. There's always one in there. There's always one that don't want to play. I'll sort you out in a minute, son, don't you worry. All good, no problem at all. Little mushies. Ugh. Yeah, so far this little multi-tool, whoops, that's lucky. It's coming in so handy. I actually EDC this now at work. My boss, he just doesn't like the idea of me carrying anything that looks illegal. So my working week consists of carrying this. I suppose it's just less offensive, but to be honest, the tools on there really handy. I mean, I've already used that screwdriver today. I've used this knife. I mean, to be honest, I could probably pretty much do everything out here with this. I could light the fire with the back of the saw with the ferro rod, no problem. Go on there. Captain Garlic, your time has come. Turn them over. Yeah, that's how I peel my garlic. It seems to work for me. Most of it's off. Look at that. Sweet as a nut. So I'm going to chop it down the middle. Can't believe it's so peaceful out there. It's incredible. I mean, once those tossers on a motorbike bugger off, it's really nice out here. Now, the scary thing is when it got dark, you heard them tear arsing up there, well in excess of 150 miles an hour by the sound of it. And I don't know why people want to drive at that speed in the dark on back roads with animals everywhere. To be honest, if I'm going to be blunt, I think they're wankers to do that, but that's just my opinion. You know, it is what it is. It's a bit naughty doing stuff like that, especially in the dark. Right, looking good, daddy-o. Let's give it a little stir. Right, I think I'll give it about 10-15 minutes boiling. Then it's going to be potatoes because they cook pretty fast. I don't want it to turn into mush. So yeah, we're getting there. Well, we've got a boil. Awesome. So all I need to do now is to get the carrots about halfway with the lid off, reduce that down, makes the flavour better, and then get the spuddies in there. I'm going to give it another couple of minutes. I'm going to start peeling those, so by the time I'm finished they'll be ready to go straight in. Oh man, you should smell this. Oh my days, that is gorgeous. Mmm, yummy. Right, let's see how we get on with these. Yeah, it's strange because at home I used the old speed peeler. I think this way, I think you do tend to lose quite a bit. But if you're trying to do it quite quick and quite clean, invariably you're going to probably take off more than you should do, I would guess. But yeah, it just is what it is. These are straight from the farm shop, so they haven't been washed. They've still got bits of mud on them. But no, we're not too fussed about that. Onto the fire pit of doom they go. I think the way that's cooking, about that sort of size would be good. Well, it's been going for a little while now, so it's time to put these awesome pulses, grains, beans, peas, all that good stuff. Oh, that will give it an amazing amount of protein, and some of it will break down, which is what I'm after. That should thicken it as well, or help thicken it. Along with the starch from the potatoes, they should naturally thicken it.
It's beautiful, lovely and colourful, isn't it? Very nice. Well, the potatoes are almost done, and everything else is going to plan. Got the chickpeas in there. Now, they've just been drained, they haven't been rinsed or anything, so we're just going to hope for the best. I do love me chickpeas, I already do. It might make it a little bit windy out here, you know, so we'll have to wait and see. Windy stew. There you go. Yeah, it shouldn't be too long now. Looking real good. It is done. Look at that. Wow. You should smell this. With all that spice and all those herbs and all the stock cubes in there. Gee whiz. Right, I'm going to take that off, leave it near the fire, about 10 minutes for it to calm down, cool down and thicken even further. Oh, this stew's something else, it's so good. But it's taken half hour for it to cool down and it's still too hot. Just keep stirring it, which of course has just destroyed all the potatoes, they're just dissolving. But the flavour's there and I know there's lots of goodness in there, which is the most important thing. And obviously it's going to keep me nice and warm, feed my core body with loads of heat. I'm monitoring the fire, I'll mention about that soon. But in the meantime I'm going to crack on with the stew because it's just too good. Oh my days. You wouldn't believe all of that earlier. Oh my goodness. The stew took forever and a day to eat. The fire was looking a bit iffy, so I had to rearrange it all. And then go out and scavenge some more twiglets, should we say. Well, I think we're doing okay. I'm really trying so hard to sort of burn that big one in half. And it always seems like it's almost there, but it dies down and it just stays there. Ugh. But it will burn through, and when I do I can stack them better and then that's it then. I won't have to worry, they'll be blazing, we'll be good. There's a good hot bed of coals down there. But as regard with the lighting, since the bit of a cock up with the Olight torch, it's just completely flat, no power. And I said the through light one as well, that's gone. So I thought, okay, headlamp. Put it down and it was just blinding me. You know, every time I looked at the screen I was just like this, it's ridiculous. So it's in my piss pot and it's just, I can tell by the screen that it's just showing enough light. My old faithful, the old Rav Power Camo lantern, I don't think they make them anymore, but that's fully charged. It's been extended in lamp mode and that's sitting precariously on top of the lens and the viewfinder coming out at an angle of it. There's just enough light. If I move back it's too dark. If I move down there, yeah, welcome to the crazy world of YouTube making videos. Anyway, it was just making me laugh. It was just the situation. You just got to use your brain and muddle through. You know what I mean? But it's that time. Look at that. Given to me by a good friend of mine at the prepper meet, Chunky Prepper. Thank you very much, Steve. Oh, look at this. And it's been a long time since I've had one of my favourite cigars, Cohiba Robusto. Look at this, the grand unboxing. Oh, isn't she so beautiful? Look at that. Oh, damn, sheer perfection. Here we go. An absolute perfection of cigar. So good. And it's just got that right amount as well. I'm spinning a humidor at home.
It's a bit lonely because there's only about 3 left now, but that is in good nick. So we're going to be using this to cut her open, and it's quite hard doing this because all I like is your side. So for me, oh my god, don't cook this up. Oh, right, let's have a look. Right, okay. I'm guessing where the cap is. Very dangerous thing to do. Bonza. Got that spot on. How lucky was that with the cap? Another 3mm this way. Whoop, where are we? Sorry. Focus. Thank you. A bit more this way. I would have blown it. So, little trick I'd learned a long time ago with your lighter. When it's weather's like this, it's cold and damp, always keep it in your pocket. It lights so much better. So, it's toasty time. Ooh, look at that. Do you know how long it's been since I've had a half decent cigar? Well, I'll tell a lie. I think at the prepper meet, Dale. Oh, bless him. What a gent. What a complete gent. He got me a cigar and I smoked it with him. Lovely cigar, Dale. It was short, dumpy, and it packed a huge punch. Nice little stick, that. And before that, oh my god, I can't remember how long it's been. A son of a bitch long time, that's how long it's been. Oh yes. So, it's like most things, I don't know if you've noticed it before, but if you really enjoy something, the less you have it, when you do have it, you enjoy it more. If that makes any sense. So, we're going. Look at that. It's even got the letter C, look. Oh, why are you coming so blurry? Come back to me. Oh. Yeah, I think it's this light. If I cover this light, it goes funny. Something to remember. You see it's making a little letter C for Cohiba. How sweet is that? I know. Simple pleasures, tiny wines. Man, that is one happy man right there. God, struth. It's been a long time, as I said. So thank you very much indeed, Mr. Chunky Prepper, for giving me this very, very, very fine cigar. These are expensive, but damn, as a treat now and again, they are the bomb, or the bomb, as we say. Yeah, it's been a while. Damn, out of practice. Next up, ta-da! K-Jumper 1 style. USMC. In here, I think all this started, the drink that's in here, by the way. I think it was Elmsey Boy Stu, former Marine Commando. Got me a bottle of Arbor Law. I think it was 10 years. Oh, it's so nice. Damn you, Stuart. You know your good stuff, man. So I've got some in here, thank you. That's the strangest thing. The temperature just... Sorry, rewind selector. The temperature of this is very cold. But you know what single malt does? Yeah, it's cold and warm at the same time. Going down. It's always good to be back, I'll tell you that much. God, I'd love to do this on a more regular basis, but I can't see it happening anytime soon. Just want to be the best dad, you know. Sorry about that, but family comes first. You parents and fathers will understand that one. Sorry, I'm just looking at the fire. You know what the fire does to people. It's insane. It's beautiful. Such a lovely, warm, inviting orange glow going on down there. But no, my son Arlen, you know, I miss him. What can I say? 14 months old now, and in that 14 months, I've only spent one night away from him, and that was work. Job on a railway needed doing, last minute job, had to do it, and this is the second night away from him, and yeah, I'm just thinking sometime in the near future, hopefully, a couple of years possibly, when he's old enough, we'll go out camping together and get him to experience all of this. Can't wait, but I have to. Yeah, I'm sure he'd love it. Running around the woods, nice stream there, helping Daddy build a fire, teaching him everything I know, and just watch him develop, hone his skills. Yeah, I can feel it in my bones. It's going to be a very special thing to be a part of. So yeah, I miss your son. Ugh. He'll be old enough one day and watching this. See his silly old dad, what he's getting up to. But no, it certainly makes you think, you know. The future, the near future, where it's going. Man, that is a pucker stick. Truly pucker. Yeah. I think it's the old totalitarian tiptoe. Can't say that too much. You know, the things happen slowly. I think that's the only way the buggers from up top can get away with it. A little bit at a time. You know, the everything seems to be going up. They announced austerity is over. I think it's complete tosh bullshit, in my opinion. The way I see it, it's only just starting, and it's going to get worse. So yeah, you're looking at food prices slowly creeping up. You're looking at more and more people losing their jobs, especially if they're involved anywhere in the high street. I think online shopping is going to nail that coffin lid down. Yeah, the death of the high street, 10 years? Sooner, possibly. But yeah, there probably won't be any. It'll be flattened and there'll be more houses, more apartments, flats, all that sort of thing. But less infrastructure, less shops. Yeah, it's a tough one. And, well, with the... I don't mean to come across all doom and gloom, but it's just on my mind at the moment. Wow, that was a hiss from hell, wasn't it? Alright, that's a sign. Maybe I should stop talking about that sort of thing. Oh, God, good things. Yeah, the prepper meet, that was great. The weather was a bit crazy, a bit too hot. Some families turned up there, which is nice, and people made new friends there, which is even more nicer. And yeah, it's a good success, and hopefully I'll try and get another one arranged next year. A friend of mine, well, I'm sure you know, Zed Outdoors, he did have all of the website up and running, sorted for us, but he's got massive commitments coming his way, and he just no longer could do it. So the website's gonna disappear, kaput. So all I'll probably do in future events is to probably link directly to the farm booking page, and most of the terms and conditions will be in and around the area. I'll probably have to announce some of the ones that I like to set in place for the event. Okay. Most of it's common sense, but you know, you always get the idiots who just don't get it and just ruin it. So yeah, it'll have to be pointed out. I'll probably put it in a text rather than say it, because it just bores me saying it. You know, I'm dealing with like grown adults, but some are a bit silly, a bit disrespectful. You know, blah blah blah. So yeah, maybe pointing it out in print, because I just don't like banging on about that sort of thing. I think I'm going to sit back and chill with this cigar by that fire, because man, oh, it's beautiful. I'll tell you what, just chilling out and just staring at the fire. It's amazing where the mind wanders, you know. And I just got to that point where some of us get to. You know, we just you just miss friends that who aren't here no more, as it were. So, with obviously Remembrance Day coming up, not far away now. You don't have to wait to that date to remember. You can have a drink for someone whenever you want. So cheers to those of you out there who are missing people from time to time. Just have a drink from time to time, you know. Cheers. Wow. I'm sorry if that little bit upset a few people. Just certainly makes you think, doesn't it? You know, people aren't here no more, and I guess we just soldier on, as it were. So, onwards and upwards, as we say. As you can see there, the temperature it's dropped down to 8 degrees centigrade. It's been that way for a couple of hours now. I don't think it's going to drop anymore. If it does, it's only going to be 1 or 2 more degrees, and that'll be it, I would have thought. But as you can see, it's very, very humid, very damp. The forecast for early doors is fog. So I'm just going to let that fire burn out as much as possible, use up the fuel that's left, and use the old Trangia for coffee and breakfast in the morning. But I just wanted to show you guys the temperature. I'm still on this base layer top.
You believe it or not? No, I'm serious. I haven't put my jumper on, I haven't put my long johns on. Didn't really need to. I've got my hat on obviously because you need to stop the heat getting out of your head. That's very important. So pan around and look at the fire quick. So all I've done is, as predicted, those big longer bits have burnt through. I've put them together, they burnt through again, and just kept feeding it into the central heat source for the fire. Only a few times, 2-3 times I think. I've needed to get the old chopping board, which is an excellent way to fan the flames to get oxygen in there. Oh, I remember the days when I started out doing all this, kneeling down, blowing like crazy. Then you get all these little straws and tubes and things. But to my knowledge, personally, I found out things like chopping boards are excellent. A great way of wafting a lot of oxygen straight into where it's needed, and it's fantastic. I might do a little demo of that in a sec. A friend of mine, Luke, who's involved in polymath products, I remember a while ago he said he uses like an ice cream tub lid, very small, very lightweight, and it does exactly the same sort of job. So it's something to bear in mind, you know, when you're out on your travels doing this sort of thing, practicing, bugging out, training, whatever you want to call it. Something to think of. A little tiny piece of plastic like that, obviously a chopping board, and an excellent way to get oxygen to your fire. Works like a charm. Great little idea that. Of course it's not my own, it's just you know, little tips from other people as they learn. So I thought I'd share that with you anyway. Just a cheap little chopping board. Excellent. Spot on. Well, back here where the sleeping bag is, it's not too shabby. It's probably one of the reasons why I've remained to keep wearing this base layer all the time and nothing else. What I've done is I've moved the mattress and the sleeping bag closer to the fire. Just seems to make sense really, because obviously it's warmer here. You can tell by the temperature, you can watch it go up now. It's so much more comfortable. So yep, I've probably got about 2 or 3 feet the other side to the bottom of the shelter. That's just got a few admin things. It's got like knife, pee bottle, phone, that sort of thing. And I think I'm going to be calling it a day. Absolutely knackered, if I'm honest, and had a lovely time. Found bloody tastic actually. But yep, I think now is the time to get in the old DOS bag. The hand warmers are just being put in. Incidentally, with those, what I tend to do is I open them out of their packets, give them a good shake, and put them on top of the sleeping bag for like 5 minutes. I don't know why, but they seem to warm up quicker out in the cold air. Once they start to get quite warm, I'll put them straight into the sleeping bag. So they're in there now. I've put 2 in the mesh pockets on the inside of the Arctic bag. So that's core body temperature sorted. And the other 2, one where my knees are and one where my feet go. So yeah, it should be nice and comfortable. I'll probably take my boots off, empty my pockets, leave everything else on really. Base layer, pants, combats. I've got some sock liners, very very thin, and I've got my Arctic wool socks. So yeah, it should be nice and cosy. I say it's 8 degrees and dropping out there, and it's very cold and damp, so just feel very nice and cosy right now. Very nice. So I think that's the end of this one. I'll catch up with you guys later.
Morning. Oh no, what a night. What a laying too. What a beautiful morning. Cheers, it's coffee-gasm time. Oh my goodness. Jolly good show, I say. Splendid coffee and a fine morning. Oh, it's a beautiful day. See the rays of the sun dancing through the treetops. The sound of the babbling brook trickling past my earlobes. Fantastic, I say. Cheers. Oh, bloody lovely. That view from the Basha looking down the stream. Oh my days. I was almost tearful. It's so beautiful. Incredible. 15 months is a long time to go without solo camping. Solo camping, I absolutely love it. The amount of invites I get to camp with people, groups, loads. Problem is, I find when I do that, it's very hard to film because you're constantly chatting, and you know it doesn't make for a good video. Just see two people just constantly going on and on and on and on and on, especially just me. No, I'm just joking. But do you know what I mean though? It's very hard. I've had a few camps down here. Sandy, Jackal, I was thinking about getting him down here at some point. Scott Wessex Blades, Jedi Night in the Woods. Of course we had the Christmas dinner in the 9x9 tent, literally 10 feet that way. That was I'm a Cockroach, Mind Wiseman, Lone Wolf, and myself. Fantastic, what a night. I still can't believe we actually done that. I come up with the idea, I thought, you know what, 24 hours to get to a location, set up a field kitchen and cook a big Christmas dinner, presents, music, all the drinks, and then square it away. 24 hours later, no one would have ever known we've been here. That's still one of my favourite videos. That's such a good evening, it really was. Oh, we're just kicking back, you know, with the, do you know I'm going to do this all the time from now on, the old inflating mats as a sort of chair. So much better than getting a soaking wet arse leaning against a knobbly tree. Might have evolved somewhat. But it's a beautiful day. Yeah, the only thing that ruins it really is the motorbikes. It's so noisy and there's so many of them. And I would have thought when it got dark they would have just, you know, calmed down. No, it just carried on. Insane. There's a big long main road along not too far from here. Yeah, and the amount of people have died, most of them cyclists. They've reduced the speed limit to 40 miles an hour, but they still do it. Why can't they just go to a racetrack and just do their macho thing and get it out of their system there where it's safe? You know, public roads where people get killed, it's not funny. And it just ruins all the peace and quiet for everyone who lives around these parts. It's such a shame. But that's just my own thoughts. And I'm sorry because I have got a few friends who follow me who drive motorbikes. So, I don't know what you want to take from that, but it's just me being honest. Me is me. Oh, I wish you lot could come down here. It's magnificent. Anyway, I've got to drink this coffee because it's getting cold all the time while I'm waffling. So I'll catch up with you guys in a bit. Probably breakfast soon, I think.
Don't they look great? Fantastic. Look at them beans. Bloody sausage, great. Can't wait to get that down my neck.
There's always one bean. Oh, gone.
Something tells me I'm going to have to keep an eye on this. Imagine that leaving that for like 10 minutes without stirring it. What a mess. I hope there's enough fuel in there. Yeah. I think it's just trial and error when you use these old stoves.
knowing how much fuel to put in, how much you're going to use, the temperature you're in, all them things have a factor. So hopefully I've put enough in there to do that coffee and these beans. If not, well, just have to take it off and put some more in and carry on. Just learning, isn't it? I suppose it's like everything. You know, the more you use a piece of kit, the better the understanding of it. Tell you what, that stew last night was absolutely epic. Might be a little bit salty, I might have put too much salt in there, but damn, that fueled the machine for sure. Yeah, we got a bubble. I do have the other Trangia burner with the simmer ring, but I just love using this military one. I think it's because you get more fuel in there, and these little things, they're great, but they do eat the fuel, and the price of methylated spirits as they are these days is becoming a less viable option. I did find a store in the UK called Home Bargains. They had, I think, 4 left methylated spirits, 250 mils. They were 99p each. Needless to say, I took all of them. But I'll go back there once every 2 months. They never have any, so I'm guessing they've cleared that sort of line. Which is a shame, because you know, you see silly prices going for that sort of fuel nowadays. I think it's all the alcoholics were getting them from supermarkets, and they stopped selling them there. You could only buy them in hardware stores at B&Q and places like that. Hardware stores. But obviously, you know, the less places they're on sale, the more controllable the prices are, so they just ramp the prices up. Bastards. Oh, you little bastards. You bastards. That's what they are. Yeah, it's the same old thing, isn't it? A few ruin it for everybody else. A few people have got drink problems. They like methylated spirits. Some of them out the fridge. Cheeky monkeys. And then everyone else has got to suffer for the consequences. Well, thanks for that. It's like paraffin. You can buy paraffin in B&Q now. For the amount you get, very expensive. Personally, I buy it in 25 litre drums, pretty much straight from the source where it gets made. Save a lot of money that way, and I've mentioned it in other videos. From my research, paraffin is the only fuel that stores the longest. I'm talking about liquid fuel now and gas and stuff. I'm not talking about coal, obviously. Some people in the comments, I know, I can see it happening. But no, paraffin, brilliant. And there was a guy in Ireland who's done a YouTube video. He makes his own paraffin, recycled plastics, plastic bottles, plastic food trays. Incredible. I mean, this guy is a serious engineer. I'd love to acquire the knowledge to make such a gadget. And can you imagine making your own paraffin? I mean, you can get recycled plastics anywhere in the UK. That'd be, oh my goodness. I would spend so much time just making loads, storing loads, making loads, storing loads. I'll make sure I've got about 20 years worth. And I buy all the wicks I can for all of the stoves and the burners that I've got and the heaters. And that's me, I won't have to worry about anything then. Yeah, if we do get this a little ice age coming one day, I think a lot of people will come unstuck. They rely on their electricity and central heating too much. You know, I'm always a big fan for off-grid heating. I've got some in my house, quite a lot. But yeah, it'd be nice to have more space to store it. Wow, it didn't take too long, did it? Do you know what? I wish I had some chili sauce or some funky spice with me now. Oh well. It is what it is.
Man, I could sit here all day. No rest for the wicked, no. It's just gone 1100 hours and I'm getting extracted at 12. Better get a shift on. But just 5 minutes more, eh? 5 more minutes. Do you know, sitting here against this tree looking at that view, I'm going to claim this spot on planet Earth, funky spot. Just this tiny little space. This is where I like to be. In all weathers. Been in the snow, the rain, a heat wave, mist, fog, the changes of the seasons. Yeah, this is one of my favourite times. See, this is how I like to train, as it were, in my own way. This is me. This is what I like to do. You do whatever you want, of course. Everyone's free to do what they want. They should be able to. So I'll get a bit of nature, a bit of unwind time, a bit of relax, a bit of fitness with the wood prep and hunking burgers around up and down hills. I get to learn more about cooking outdoors, learn different trees, different firewoods, different clothing for different climates. What a better way to learn, eh? And believe it or not, this is, from my own personal experience, the best way to learn is to make mistakes. The more mistakes you make, the better. I don't care if anyone laughs at you. Everyone makes mistakes. If you don't make mistakes, then, well, I don't think you're going to learn very much. I mean, in the last 2 years, I've learned how to budget money big time. Yep, good times and bad times, it's all part of life, I guess. You make a mistake, try and learn by it and try not to make it again. I think, personally, two of my biggest problems that I stumble across again and again and again is tiredness and being hungry. If I can crack them two, I'll be laughing. That's me just being honest. No one's perfect. I mean, I haven't learnt how to sort of go days on end without food, without sleep. Well, the sleep deprivation thing, I've learnt a lot since then, but I think strong coffee really helps. Right friends, the 5 minutes is nearly up. This time I'll put it in first gear and put the foot down. There we go, all in the bag, done. That's where I was staying there. You can probably see the leaves all flattened down. They'll perk up a bit in a few days. Fire, the little scrape that I've done, that's all been cooled down. Water and leaf litter covered back over. Nature will take its toll in time, and that's pretty much it. Seems such a shame to leave this place. I mean, let's face it, who would want to? You know, it's one of them things, but there we go. Leave no trace, all done. That's a wrap. That's another video done. It's been a long time. I do apologise for you guys who keep asking when you're doing some more camp videos. Well, there's one. Sorry it took so long, but you know, I just wanted to share as much as I can, as I always try and do. But to be honest, last night and early morning I was knackered and I did need a rest. So sorry for not sharing you with all of that, but it's a bit of both. You get some and I'll get some, and we all share this. Part of the reason for me doing these videos, obviously to inspire people to give it a go. Also some of you people who can't physically and mentally make it out to places like this and do the sort of thing that I do. This is for you because it must be hard wanting to do something but you can't, for all sorts of reasons. So I hope I brought you along and you felt part of it as well. That's important, that means a lot to me, getting that love to people. But no, this place, it's just beautiful. At this time of year, it's a great place to come and learn and try different things, and also be amongst nature as well, because as I said before, and I've said in other videos, if you are like you're overworked, underpaid, you're stressed, you're not sleeping well or whatever, try and find some time to get yourself to a place of peace like this, the woodlands. It's just beautiful. You can just stop, sit, soak it up, unwind, ground yourself, calm down, and you will feel better once, you know, when you leave. You will. And it doesn't cost nothing. That's the beauty of it. You don't have to wear all this stuff. I'll wear this because I don't like people seeing what I'm doing, because some people get freaked out with knives and fires and things. So, you know, if you're walking around in a white t-shirt and jeans and trainers, you're going to be seen quite a way through the woods. But, you know, it's up to you what you want to do. This is me and what I like to do. And there's a very important underlying tone to what I do here. Yeah, it's fun, yeah, it's nice, but the core of it all is learning skills. So important. I mean, this is the 15 months since I've done this on my own. Yeah, I've done the prepper meet, I've done some camping in the snow with friends, family and my baby. You know, that's fine, but you don't get time to learn by yourself. And to me, that's the best way. 1200, I've got to go, and I can't wait to see my son. If I'm lucky, I'm trying to get him on film, because I know quite a few of you have been wanting to see him. So that's it for another video. I hope you've learned something. I hope you've had fun. I know I have. So thanks for watching and stay funky. Got surprised. Hello. You been a good boy? It's been a long time, isn't it? Say hello to everybody. Hello. One day, son, when you're old enough, we go camping down here together. What? You want to go camping down here now? Do you? You want to go camping? He would as well, wouldn't he? Well, there's a little lump. As I say, it's 14 months now. Say hello. Hello. High five. High five. High five. He's not going to do anything. You know what they say, never work with kids and bloody animals. Well, what an end to a perfect day. Oh, I missed you, mate. Right, now we really are off. Thanks for watching. Stay funky.